What was Kallus up to during the original trilogy? Was he part of the Ghost crew, or was he an intelligent commander in the rebellion? But before we get to those questions, I want to say I'm Mike and welcome back to Force Within TV, where we love to chat Star Wars animation. So why not hit that subscribe button and join us? But back on track here. What exactly was Kallus up to during the original trilogy? Well, I'm a Cabbage states that I think that he would have stayed on the Ghost crew. I think outside of childbirth, child care, that Hera would have returned to the fight in some capacity, and that Zeb, Rex, and Kallus would all be around her. And yeah, I am a Cabbage. That makes a lot of sense. Seeing those three guys looking out for Hera and Jason Syndulla just makes a lot of sense. They all knew and respected Kanan and would want to help out with Hera and Jason in any way that they could. Michael Thompson also suggests Kallus remained with the rebels until after episode 6, doing things with the crew of the Ghost. Well, Michael, I think you could be right. It would have been really cool to see Kallus, Zeb, and Rex all at the Battle of Scarif. In fact, I've said it before, a Kallus, Rex, and Zeb comic, them all in the Ghost, would be absolutely awesome. We know at some point that Hera would have been taking some leave from the rebellion due to her childbirth. So seeing those three actually get up to some shenanigans together would be absolutely awesome. But moving on to another commenter here, we have Josh Bengal, and he says, I think that Kallus stayed for a little while with Sabine, then went back to the rebellion to take care of the remains of the Empire, including fighting in the Battle of Jakku. Josh, that's really cool. I never really thought of Kallus being part of the Battle of Jakku, but definitely could have been. And another really interesting question is, how long would have Hera and the rest of that crew stayed on Lothal? Would Vizago and Hondo even have stayed there for a while to try and get things up and running? They could have smuggled things and supplies into Lothal and out of Lothal and made a lot of money doing that. Would Hera have gone directly back to the rebellion with Kallus and Rex? I really don't think so. I think they probably would have got the defenses set up on Lothal. And at some point when they thought that Sabine could take things over, they would have left and went back to the Greater Rebellion. But there could have also actually been a rebel garrison, maybe even a few X-Wings. Remember, we see the X-Wings escorting Ahsoka's ship during the epilogue, and those X-Wings could have been there from the very beginning, from the rebellion. But we also have another angle on things here, and that's from Believing Panda as well as some others. He states, Kallus's presence in the rebellion would have been extremely beneficial because of all this information and knowledge he had about Imperial ways. Absolutely, that may have actually pulled him away from the Ghost. Maybe he wasn't part of the Battle of Scarif because he was an intelligence commander. Shadow Rider 45 seems to agree with him, stating Kallus probably worked in the rebellion intelligence. I'm sure the rebellion had that as it grew. And absolutely, Shadow Rider, I totally agree. Moving on here to Medieval Man 9, he has a similar thought along those lines, stating Kallus would have definitely been one of the rebellion's top intelligence commanders. I could see him and General Medine working very closely together in the planning and execution of rebel strikes against the Empire, and Kallus would have been instrumental in providing counterintelligence against any Imperial attempts to infiltrate the rebellion or acquire intelligence or the rebellion's activities. In my personal headcanon, I imagine that it was Kallus who was the one in charge of the Botham team that acquired the information for the second Death Star. Now, as I've already stated, I really like the idea of Kallus spending time with the Ghost crew, with Rex and Zeb, but I don't think he would be able to get away from an intelligence role within the rebellion. So maybe he was at the Battle of Scarif, but after that, I feel like the rebellion really blew up and became a larger thing, and he became that intelligence commander. But hey, Star Wars fans, I'm Mike, and I'd love to have you subscribe and join our theory crafting community where we share our thoughts and encourage those who do the same. So my theory crafting friends, let's finish with today's question of the day. Who was in the Ghost during the Battle of Scarif? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.